For the boys and girls that are listening out here, we all know that gang life is not the life you want to live. You do not want to venture into that. So I want to read a recent arrest and conviction of a Los Angeles area gang member that just happened. This is I'm gonna read from the Justice Department, and then I'll read from the local news. Okay. All right, this is from the Justice Department. A member of Gardena 13 street gang was sentenced today to a life sentence in federal prison for murdering a 29-year-old man in furtherance of Gardena 13 in front of the victim's home in November 2020. Justin Arteaga, 24, a.k.a. Hitman of Gardena, was sentenced by Judge Andre Barat. That's a brother, by the way. He used to be a prosecutor. Now he's the judge, who also ordered Arteaga to pay $37,000 in restitution. At the conclusion of the 5-day trial, a jury on July 1 found Arteaga guilty of 1 count of violent crime in aid of racketeering murder. He has been in federal custody since December 2020. Let's see, what else did they say here?
Arteaga, his name is Hitman, or that's the victim name?
No, that's his name.
Okay.
Hitta. Did I say Hitman?
Yeah,
I meant to say Hitta. Justin Arteaga's street name is Hitta.
Okay.
On November 13th, 2020, the victim and his brother were seated in a parked car in front of their home where they were confronted by 3 men on foot. Arteaga, Antonio Yanez, 26, known as Tank, George Hernandez, known as Little Vampy, who were all armed with handguns. Damn, 3 dudes with 3 straps. Yanez and George Hernandez were members of Gardena 13, and Arteaga was an associate of the gang. Following the victim's perceived disrespect of Gardena 13, the 3 assailants pulled out a gun and began shooting the victim. After the victim had been shot, the victim's father stepped out to help his son, at which point a shootout between the victim's father and assailants, including Gardena 13 member Jesus Hernandez, a.k.a. Rowdy, occurred. What race do you think the victim and the victim's dad are?
Black.
Straight up. The brother, who was a non-affiliate, got into an argument with one of these Gardena dudes. I guess it went disrespectful, and they killed the son. The father came out and killed one of them. It's crazy.
Does it make it a racial incident to you?
I don't know. It depends. It depends on what was the argument about. It could be racial. It could be just personal.
It's overflowing.
Yeah. But I wanted to point that out to ladies and gentlemen. Now, these everyone lost on both sides. The father lost his son. One of the gang members got killed, and the other's going to do life in prison.
And the father doing no time.
No time for
the bust his gun. That's right.
Yeah. The father.
Did he hit something?
Yeah, he hit one. He hit Rowdy.
Oh, he knocked something down.
Yeah, he hit Rowdy, a.k.a. Jesus Hernandez. They don't say in this article the specifics. They don't even have the father and the son's name in this in their press because they want to protect the victim's family. But I did some digging and I found a better article. Well, I won't say better, but a more informed article.
Okay. So they killed the two dudes in the car?
No, the father just killed one of them.
And so it was attempts on them.
And the 3 other Gardena dudes killed the son.
And only one of them went down for it.
I think they all went down. They just sentenced Hitta. They just sentenced him a couple days ago.
So basically they charged them with that murder of their homie getting killed too though. That was with them. You know how that should go.
Yeah, sometimes they do. I don't have all the details of the trial. But let me read this from KTLA News. It just says here, a member of Gardena 13 will spend the rest of his life in prison for murdering a 29-year-old man in front of his home on November 2020. The DOJ announced on Friday 24-year-old Justin Arteaga of Gardena, known as Hitta, was sentenced after a 5-day trial. The LA Times says Arteaga was a recruit from Gardena 13 at the time of the shooting, and that, according to prosecutors, Arteaga wanted to prove that he was worthy and he had been dying to become a gang member. Bro was 24 years old. Some of these versions that they say in the court, it'd just be BS.
Arteaga?
They sent, yeah, he's 24.
So he got recruited to be a gangbanger at 24?
That's if you believe the prosecution story.
Yeah, I was just thinking that wasn't the part that caught my ear, but just the way they try to word it and make it sound so dramatic in Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
He was dying to be a gangbanger.
Yeah, all that. I didn't know that. That's the article.
That's the article.
Well, that's not a legal brief. Okay.
No, but it's based on the prosecution's theory.
Okay, but
You know.
okay, I get it. I understand why it was so colorful now.
The problem is Arteaga didn't have a well-documented past of being a Gardena 13 member. So they had to make him a gang member for this case to make sense.
And his parents and those supporting him probably gave that type of expression of who he actually was, showing old pictures and
Yeah, because in the other thing I read, remember it said he was an affiliate.
See,
as the other
that's
guys
the
were
first thing you
members.
said, yeah. But I thought they were saying that the victim was an affiliate.
No, the victim was not. After the victim was shot, the victim's father, who the LA Times says was a retired federal agent, allegedly stepped out to help his son, at which point a shootout between the father and the gang members occurred.
A retired federal agent.
The dad.
Oh, yeah, he got a free kill.
Rest in peace to his baby boy. Now I know that had to be a traumatic ass incident, bro.
Arteaga was arrested 4 days later at LAX as he was preparing to board a one-way flight to where, y'all?
Mexico.
Mexico, according to the DOJ report.
And I sent you a song on this subject the last time we discussed it, and you never listened to my song and see how it fit into the subject matter, bro. I'm going to resend it.
This defendant senselessly took a promising young life and will now spend the rest of his days in federal prison. Gang violence brings devastation on our most vulnerable communities and immeasurable pain on hardworking families. My heart goes out to the victim's family, and I applaud them for the courage and support. Hey, I wonder if the dad still lives in the same house in Gardena.
I think
hope
he do.
not.
I think he do.
I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't think he's scared of him.
Yeah, but it can create a problem.
Yeah, and then you know what? Sometimes we can fall victim to our lack of fear. Fear sometimes is a wise feeling for survival.
I don't think the father's scared at all, but he's got other family members, we're assuming.
Yeah, not
You know.
I mean, I don't. Obviously, he doesn't seem like a scary individual, but like you said, out of wisdom, sometimes movements may appear to be out of fear.
When you figure out your agent, you probably want to stay away from it, thinking you being watched, trying to go over there and mess with him anyway after this. You know what I'm saying?
Them fools be nosed out, boy. I just can't trust that they're gonna expect what I established necessarily. You might have put it down majorly, like you bet not, and find somebody high enough to still cross the line.
And can you imagine if you lived on that block? That must have been a chaotic day, boy.
Especially if those are like all families that have been there, so everybody knows everybody.
You know how those streets in Gardena are. It's all houses.
Yeah.
And it looks pretty nice, but they got a couple hoods out there.
Oh, you get cracking in Gardena, but you know Gardena, especially all that. But you know the Gardena High School is one of the high schools that experienced a lot of that racial tension too, through the years.
More recent or back in the
Through the
day?
years, through the years.
I know this. Gardena Threats ain't one of the hoods that's like one of the racist gangs though, and they close knit with Shotgun and Payback. Like they close knit on some Gardena shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you say the female thing, yeah, they couldn't take the ass whooping after you took an ass whooping and you took your female. So like, or if that's how it went, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm not sure. But yeah, I was in a hospital visiting someone down in the South Bay. And the Gardena, it was about, 5 or 6 Gardena 13. They was visiting someone on the same floor. And then they came over to me and said, oh, we watch StreetTV. Mm-hmm. And they was cool, you know.
Yeah,
I ended up chopping it up with the Gardena dudes for as long as I was in the hospital.
I know for a fact they not on that list. They not on that list. Although every hood got them, but they not on the list of the racist Southsider gangs.